So, on the opposite spectrum of the jealous mother, the codependent mother, there are the mothers that have what I like to call the Barbie doll complex. And so, essentially, what they do is motherhood is their whole entire identity, and the daughter that they have is essentially like them creating their own Barbie doll. So instead of them being jealous on their daughter or really being codependent on their daughter, really they create a sense of living vicariously through their daughter, where they are using their daughter as like a prop, or someone to essentially project her desires onto her daughter in order for them to fulfill them. I feel as though you see this a lot with like pageant moms, that TV show Dance Moms. Essentially, everything that the mother was not able to do or wanted to do, that is going to be the same thing that she forces her daughter to do, even if she doesn't like it. A lot of the time, the demands are very high for their daughters because essentially their daughter is now their project, just like a Barbie doll, right? You can dress the Barbie doll up. You can tell her what occupation she is going to be. You can do whatever you want to do with your Barbie doll to have her be presented out into the world, to have it be a reflection of you. So these actually will be the mothers that will teach you everything with beauty. They'll teach you about your hair. They will do everything in regards to having you be beautiful. They would like for you to be smart, and they would like for you to be educated, but it's because their ego is attached to how well their daughter is looking to everybody else. And essentially what happens is that the daughter is carrying on not only the expectations of herself, but she is also having to carry the expectations of her mother, because she understands that if I let my mother down, then I am also letting down myself as well. And these could be things that the daughter is doing that is outside of what she actually wants to do. It can be very performative because the mother is shaping her daughter's identity because she's projecting what she didn't get to do onto her daughter. A really good dynamic that shows this in pop culture is on the show Little Fires Everywhere, with the main character Elena, played by Reese Witherspoon, and then her eldest daughter Lexi. Pretty much, Elena wanted Lexi to be a more beautiful, a more smarter, a more educated, more accomplished daughter than she was able to be. And although that is great, and I understand that the intention behind that is good, the thing about it is that this gets pushed under the guise of perfection. And so what happens is that the daughter doesn't feel comfortable to actually be vulnerable and express the pressures that she has, and to actually say, I don't want to do all of this stuff. This is too much pressure. This is too much. I just want to live my life and do what it is that I want to do. Also, these types of mothers, they have their ego attached to outside perception. They have their ego attached to the validation that they get from being a mother and having a family, much like Elena on Little Fires Everywhere. And so that is the reason why Lexi ended up taking for her college entrance or whatever, the poem, she ended up stealing it because she had to live up to the expectations of getting into an Ivy League college, because that was the expectation brought on upon her mother. And this really does come out in relationships with women, because you pretty much have your sense of self and your sense of attachment based off of how perfect you can be in order for you to receive love from other people. And this could be based off of your appearance. It could be based off of your education. It can be based off of pretty much how society is going to perceive you, because that is essentially what has created and shaped your personality. And you've also learned that you receiving love from your mother was based off of how perfect you could be and how you could live up to her expectations that she set for you. On a personal level, this is actually the type of complex that I relate closely to. Understanding that, there were expectations that had to be met because, there were things that, my mom or my family was not able to do. And so, of course, they wanted the best for me. And, like I said before, I don't really think there's any ill intent behind it. I feel like subconsciously this is typically being done, but consciously it most definitely can, be done. But it can be very, very damaging to daughters, because then daughters end up just having this perfectionist mindset, and they really do believe that if I'm not perfect, I am not worthy of love. I am not worthy of being accepted. unless I have everything perfect. And this really does put fear in a lot of women, and it makes them afraid to take risks, and it makes them afraid to be different, because you're groomed to really care about what everyone thinks about you and how everybody else is going to perceive you, because for your whole entire life there is an image that you have been taught to maintain in order to gain favor and in order to gain likeness. And you don't have to live like that. You literally don't have to live like that. No one has to like you. No one has to believe that everything with you is perfect. You are actually allowed to be flawed. And yeah, like, I wanted to touch on the opposite spectrum of jealous and codependent mothers.